In this second video, we are going to move forward with this section, with vocabulary section. As you see, you have here in this row, you have the different groups of food. In the first one here in Mercado Central, you have this group in which you see frutas, fresas, manzanas, duraznos, cerezas, aguacates, naranjas, limones, mandarinas, sandías. Note please, you have the article, the definite one. In this other group, we have another group of food. Those are not fruits, are las cebollas, los tomates, las zanahorias, las papas, or las patatas. And here that you have are also fruits, piñas, bananas, plátanos, manzanas, uvas. And different group here, back on this guy, is el brócoli, las lechugas, las judías verdes, los guisantes. And finally, we have another group here, which are not fruits, are el maíz, el arroz, los frijoles, and el ajo. Think of this, this is el Mercado Central, this is the name, probably the last name of the owner, and those are the groups of food, frutas, verduras, y legumbres. So this is that you have here. Frutas, those are frutas. Verduras, these, verduras, also these, verduras, and those are legumbres. And in the other picture, we have meats, carnes. We have in two sections. In this section, we have that we call red meats. Basically, we have three types of meat. The jamón, chorizo, salchichas, and chuletas, and carne de cerdo. All of these are carne de cerdo. But we have also here the pollo, el pollo, and also this bistec, which is the steak, or la carne de res. So we have in total 3 different types of meat, red meat. Bistec or carne de res, el pollo, and el cerdo. In different presentations, el cerdo. And finally, we have here in this group the pescados y mariscos. You see la langosta, los camarones, el salmón, and el pescado. En el Mercado Central, ¿ves? Do you see verduras, carne, mariscos, legumbres? Y en el supermercado Futuro, ¿ves frutas, pescado, verduras, carne? You can find more comprehension question on Wiley Plus or on the book companion site. The pronunciation. Here you have the pronunciation, and we have all this vocabulary both in Spanish and in English. So remember, you have to master the vocabulary. This is the first section of vocabulary, which is basically about food, and the most general. So remember, always you go to this section, repaso de vocabulario activo, and you practice the vocabulario activo in all ways, reading and speaking. So you are going to hear many times. So for example, here you have this section that we just learned. We have that here in this sustantivos. Las legumbres y las verduras, remember we are grouping this, and las frutas. So you can click on this and you will see, you will hear. Let's click on this.
El brócoli.
Let's see.
Los frijoles.
So please be sure you got this and you practice this. in the collaborate session during the class, we are going to practice, and your part is you practice this before to come to the class. So in the class, the interaction should be done in what extent? In the extent you already practiced in advance, and you got this in advance. So let's go over the next section. This is about, let's do some practice, some activities about this vocabulary, and let's see some special notes about this. So let's go to the first section, vocabulary, and let's move forward. These activities, remember, in each class you are going to develop all abilities, the 4 abilities. So first of all, we have here this activity, which is audio activity. So you click in your digital edition, you have the audio. You click on the audio and you are going to do this as is stated here. This is the activity number 4.1, actividad número 4.1, vegetariano o no. Probably some of you are vegetarianos. So the activity asks you this: write. This is about writing. Write down the foods that you hear and decide whether the vegetarian person would eat them or not. So you have to decide if the vegetarian person eat this item, marking sí or no. And you have to write here the name of the foods that you hear that are mentioned, okay? So for example, you are going to do this in your book, directly in your book with a pencil. And after, I'm going to indicate you how I'm going to check this for all of you. So for now, do that. Check as you are watching this video, check in your book and your textbook, check, do both, check yes or no, sí or no, and write the name of the fruit. Let's do the first one.
Uno. Las papas.
So las papas, so you write las papas.
Las patatas. 2. Las manzanas.
You write las papas and
3.
you decide
Las chuletas de cerdo.
las papas
4.
and you decide
ajo.
if this is
5.
a food
El
that
pollo.
is eaten by a vegetarian person or not. This is the way you are going to do this. For now, do that. Complete everything 1 through 10. So you write here las papas and you check if the vegetarian person eats that or not. So the second activity is this: reading. Read these descriptions and identify the foods they are referring to. So you have here the description. Everything is in Spanish. Let's do the first one. Fruta ovalada y muy grande, perfecta para un picnic el 4 de julio. Ovalada, oval, y muy grande, large, perfect for a picnic and the Independence Day. So what is that fruta? So check the vocabulary. Yes, it's the watermelon, but you know in Spanish how is that watermelon. And you do please all of them. Be sure you complete this because you have to prove, after I'm going to tell you how, that you are participating and you are doing this. And let's do to this. The next activity is this. 4.3, una cena. 4.3, una cena, a dinner con amigos, with friends. Obviously, you don't work in pairs, you work individually, and we are going to do only the paso uno, the step 1. Individually write a list of ingredients. Remember, where we are in the writing practice. A list of ingredients you need for your dish in the space on the left or in your notebook. I will prefer, please, you do this in your notebook, in your book. And one of these is one of the estudiante A, sopa de verdura y pollo, y estudiante B, ensalada de fruta. You are going to do, all of you, both a list of ingredients for sopa de verdura y pollo and a list of ingredients for ensalada de fruta. All of you have to do the both. Well, let's go over this. En mi experiencia. This is the experience from students studying abroad. This is en mi experiencia, Emanuel's experience from Atlanta. In Spain, my host mother rarely went to the nearby supermarket. Instead, she had to go every 2-3 days to the local market or mercado. She had loyal relationships with individual vendors. She would buy fruit from only one particular stall, fish from another person, etc. The food was always very fresh, but you had to pay in cash, and you could buy only what you could carry home. So this is typical, that this is something about culture, how people buy and shop the groceries in the local mercado. This is a preference for Spanish-speaking people and Spanish-speaking world, but in general there are also supermarkets, big supermarket chain supermarkets like Giant or something like that. But traditionally people go to the mercado local and they shop in this way. So let's do this activity. This activity is about a specific product that is real, that exists, it does exist. So the suggestion is this, you are going to do this after. Busca en internet el sitio de Chef Merito, look in the site of Chef Merito. ¿Qué producto es nuevo para ti? ¿Qué producto deseas probar? So let's see. So first of all, do this. Paso uno, look at the image below. Based on this format and visual, it is probably a scientific article, a brochure, an ad. The picture is this, and this is the product. So you see many food, different food. You have here cebolla, tomates, repollo, lechuga, and here you have the star, which is the salsa of Chef Merito, and you have here many salsas. And you have in this ad, in this visual, you have also a text. So let's work over both, over the images, the product, and the text. So first of all, you please you fill this, do this paso uno. Paso dos, look for cognates. You can write the cognates next to this paso dos. And skim for general content focusing on cognates and other words you understand, and write a sentence to summarize the main idea in this ad in Spanish. You summarize the idea of this and you write here. Paso 4. Look at the text below and read the ad again. Then write your answers where appropriate. Identify las carnes, verduras y frutas del anuncio. Indica las cualidades. Cualidades, and identifica. Here you identify the items, and next you identify cualidades. Remember, cualidades are adjectives. Los productos de Chef Merito según el anuncio, according to the ad. So, here you write, please, next. Here you write the frutas, verduras en carnes en el anuncio, and you check here about the qualities. Baratos, orgánicos, variados, the cualidades of productos of Chef Merito. Next. Next, you are going to reflect a little bit about these questions. This is paso 5 de step 5. ¿Usan ustedes salsa picante? ¿En qué comidas? Do you use hot sauce? In which food? ¿Qué sazonadores usan ustedes para preparar sus comidas favoritas? ¿Qué sazonadores del Chef Merito desean comprar? Expressing likes and dislikes. This is a se forma section which is in next video. So it's gonna be about grammar, so get ready with your grammar sheet.